Camera angles, are they really that important? I'm going to give you some tips on how you can set up a shot to make your videos look better right after this. Hello and welcome once again to the Video Call-In Show, that show that invites you, yes, you, to be a live video guest on this show. Regular guys, just like you, to talk about anything you'd like to talk about. Topic of the day, current events, personal projects, or just chew the fat with old Jim. And Jim, that is me. I'm your host. Welcome, everyone. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then by all means, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Hello, Gone Digging. Hello, Snowy Rains. Hello, Gold Prospecting, Tasmanian, Australia. Got it that time. Mitten Dad, how you doing, my friend? What I'll do is I've got some subject matter to cover here. And once I'm done with that, I'll open up the video lines and you guys can call right in and we'll talk about it or something else. Ron Stanton, how you doing, man? Flash in your pan. Ed, how you doing, buddy? Thanks guys for coming to the stream. At any rate, today I got to thinking about, I've actually been helping a lot of people setting up their camera shots. And the reason I've been doing that is because I've noticed that being in, video production and television, broadcast television for so many years, I pay attention to that a lot. And I mean a lot. When I go out and I watch folks' videos, that's usually the first thing I'm looking at is how they've framed their shot. And I get it. Not everyone has that experience. And it's kind of tough for most to visualize or to even conceptualize because it's not natural. It's not something you just are born with, just knowing how your shot is framed and how it should work. So I thought, why not give the folks some tips? I mean, we see it all. We see it here. I'll just for example, we see the way too wide shot and the person is ultra small. I'd go wider, but I can't because of my equipment, the way it's set up. We see it way too tight. Whoops, way too high, right? We've all seen this. How I showed up in the initial video. And everything in between, right? It's just something that people do and don't even think about. Well, think of some of the videos that you enjoy most, right? The person is sitting right in front of you. They're looking at you. They're talking to you. They're not talking past you. And we'll go into that in a minute because I've got some things to say about that as well. That is actually what inspired this whole thing, right? There's a couple of rule of thumbs you need to think about when you're actually setting yourself up for a shot or someone else for that matter. And the first one is shoot the bust. If it's a talking head program, shoot the bust. Think of every news program you've ever seen. Well, with some exceptions. We're not talking about the weather people that walk around. We're talking about the desk people. They're sitting, and usually what you have is a full bust shot. Maybe a little bit wider than what I'm right now, but still, it's a bust shot. The one thing you'll notice that in the way I'm sitting is where my eyes are, right? The other rule of thumb is keep the eyes 2/3 up from the bottom, right? And I can illustrate that very, very easily. If we cut the screen up in thirds, you'll notice my eyes sit right on that second third. Tim the Toolman Taylor. Yeah, I know, right? But you'll notice that my eyes sit in the top 2/3. This holds true. This holds true for almost every shot. Let me illustrate that. I know this is going to be kind of odd to watch, but if I zoom in and I want to set up for a good shot, do I try to fit my whole head in there? No. I put my eyes at 2/3. It doesn't matter. Hang on. Look, I'm moving too fast. It doesn't matter if the top of my head is cut off. And I'll take those lines out of there, and you'll see that even as close as I am, it's still much more natural than it would be if, and HD is not going to be friendly to you guys at all. You get to see my mug way too up close and personal. Yeah, but if I try to center my head, it just doesn't look natural. Am I right? Think of those two different shots and how it affects the way you perceive that individual that you're looking at. Let's see, what's the other one? Oh, if you're shooting a guest, like a chat, and you've got a couple cameras, this is kind of a weird one because not everybody's going to do this. There's a rule of thumb that you should lead your guest. We'll go back to the one shot, and I'm going to bring up a thin vertical line. Now, if I turn 90 degrees right now, and I'm talking to the interviewer, and I'll take that line out here in a minute. Tell me what looks better. Does this look better? Well, here's what I think about that. Or, let me take that line out first. Thanks for having me on the show. It's really a great thing. Or does this look better? Where I'm back, the line is nearly in the middle of my face. Now let's take the line out of there. Thanks again for having me on the show. You see, now it looks like I'm talking to someone over here because there's space. If I'm in the middle, then it doesn't look right. And you'll notice this happens in just about every broadcast and interview situation you watch, because those people are professional. Hello, outdoorsy gal. Those people are professional production personnel, and they get the rule of thumbs. Now, that should help you. Next time you frame up a shot, remember the 2/3 rule with the eyes. Remember the split. If you're going to interview and cut between cameras, each one should have a nice, well, it's too much of a lead, a nice lead to the actual speaker itself. Okay? I mean, you may not think, oh, what'd you do, outdoorsy gal? Too many, you made a, now here's the thing, folks. This is a sideline. I've had to add a whole lot of phrases to the Nightbot blocker, spam blocker. So what we try to avoid is subscription, sub for sub, all those kind of things that YouTube frown on. So outdoorsy gal, you're good. I know it was all Nightbot, took care of it. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now I also wanted to talk about smartphones, because so many people are using smartphones right now to, to actually create their videos. Oh, you only put smiley faces? How many? Yeah, you can, but not too many. I should probably bump that up a little bit. I had to bump up the caps because it kept cutting gold prospecting Tasmanian Australia out. His entire name is in caps. Nightbot is not a person. Nightbot is literally that. It's a bot that you can set up on your channel whenever you do live streams. And thanks to YK Swift or Swift TV for suggesting that, and also TTF Train, if you're watching and listening, bud. Thank you for suggesting that. It really helps in that I don't have to watch it all the time, and my mods don't have to go and overlook. I'd rather my mods enjoy the show as much as anyone else and not have to worry about working, right? I mean, that's the thing. Okay, now let's get back to smartphones. There's been one thing that has I've really been watching of late, and that is folks doing smartphone videos. They're literally doing their own videos. And here I'm going to show you as though I was doing, had to kill the audio on that because it was trying to feed back. Now this is my smartphone. Here, I'll actually switch between the two. Boom. That's me holding it up. And that is actually the picture on my smartphone. Now you see, same thing applies. 2/3 rule. My eyes are about 2/3 in the middle of the screen. I'm not centered, of course. There we go. And here's what I noticed from a lot of people using their smartphone to do the videos. And that is they're looking at the phone screen itself. Now, you tell me, does this look like I'm looking at you, or does this look like I'm looking at you? Huh? I'm looking at the screen, and I'm talking, and I might be doing a wonderful little video, or should I be talking to you folks? To you, right there. Now, here's the thing. The reason this happens is because when you look on your smartphone, this is what most people see. Of course, they see their own video on there, and they're looking at the screen, right? That's what they see happening. That's them on there. That's who they think they're talking about. And of course, they're checking their shot, which is fine. You should check your shot as you're doing your smartphone video. But thing is, you should be looking. Let me see if I can get it here. You should be looking right there. That's where your camera is, not here. Your camera is there, right where the earpiece normally is, and this is true for both Samsung phones and iPhones. But remember that. Look there. That's where your audience is. Okay? Well, surely that was helpful. Oh, an X in front of me? That makes sense. Yes, it really does. It really does. And the thing is that you want to be talking to your audience. And I know I'm not the best example. I'm not what I would consider on-air talent. That's why I'm doing a YouTube series on YouTube, not right, and not broadcast television, because I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I've got a face for radio, a voice for print, and I have trouble spelling. So you got me. All right. Well, I hope that was informative, and I hope you get something from that. It's it's just the little things that can make all the difference in the world. I was talking to some gal not too long ago, and she was like, "Well, all I have is my smartphone." It's like, well, the cameras on smartphones these days, you can put out some really nice videos. All you have to do is pay attention to the little things. Little things are framing, and the other thing is to make sure you're looking at your audience and not yourself. You already know what you look like. Look at the, make sure address the audience. And I think it helped her out. I actually saw her and all, when she comes on, I'll actually tell you about it. But she actually improved since I told her that, and it's fantastic to watch that happen. You know, I'm only here to help. Really, I'm only here to help. Okay, and with that, I'm going to say now that the video lines are open. Nice. Let's try that again. The video lines are open. Headshot. Oh man, that's what happens when you're a one-man band. Yeah, I hope that did help you. And you know, that goes a long way as well. Now, you know what, you notice I did not say center of the camera much, right? I want to be center of the camera because I'm a one-man band. I don't have anything going on over my shoulders. I don't have anybody pulled in. So oh, looky there. Just a minute, Ed. Give me just a second, my friend. Gotta hide myself. Hide myself. There we go. And pull you up. How are you, man? How you doing? Oh, not muted? Oh, I got you muted. Now can you hear me?
I hear you fine.
Awesome. How are you, Ed?
Yes. Let me see. I better turn this mute that so I only hear you instead of everything else. You know, when I was with me, I was trying follow a lot of your rules
Mm-hmm.
that you were just bringing up.
Uh-huh.
And I notice I do the bust a lot.
Mm-hmm.
My eyes are usually in the upper third.
Yep.
But I thought there was a rule of third to the side too.
Well,
Like you were saying with the one, like if you're doing interview,
yeah.
like give yourself a space and take up a third and move it all over my screen.
Well, that's what I was saying when, yeah, I know. When I was saying give space. It's not always a third. It really depends on the angle you hit the person. But yeah, you always want to give space, and then the rest of it is kind of a judgment call. You know.
Right.
Yep. Yep. But you're absolutely right. You always. I mean, that is a good rule of third because we have used that as a rule of thirds. Whoops. We have two for the price of
David
one.
Buckles in the house. You're being inundated with treasure hunters and prospectors tonight.
How appropriate. seeing how we're gonna get out next weekend.
I didn't realize.
Hello, David. How you doing, man?
I didn't realize that you were on it. I'll hang up and I'll.
No. It's all up to Jim, of course. It's his show, but you're a brother of another mother from down under.
I'll have to create another screen here to where I can float in. Actually, we can do it this way. Boom.
What happened?
There we go. Oh, whoops.
What happened?
You're not going to see me though.
I got rid of the show.
I'll have to float myself in there. So how are you, David? Can you hear me?
Well. Sorry about that. I know that when you call into someone, you got to stop the show or you got to turn the volume down. And it took me a while to figure out how to connect here. So I didn't realize Ed wasn't on when I last seen you talking. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
No worries, David. It's good to see you, brother.
All right, I'm going to set this up to where we can see all of us. This is the first. In fact, you've kind of jumped on what I'm going to do later, not tonight, of course, but I think I've already talked about this, where what I want to do is, yeah, there we go. I can cover you up a little bit, Ed, but at least I'll be on the screen and we can all three talk.
That's fine.
Yeah, what I plan on doing is...
I definitely have a radio face also, Jim.
Oh, Ed, too hard on yourself, man. Yeah, but what I plan on doing one of these nights is opening up Zoom. So what you see now behind me, you two, can be dozens of people, just on a Friday night and just let it go crazy. Except for
the free for all Friday.
Yeah, and it's an expansion on the free for all Friday.
Cool. Kind of like a block party type thing.
Kind of like a block party thing, and it goes right along with my theme, doesn't it? Video calling show.
Definitely.
I just got to be careful because the trolls will be out in force for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Mitten Dad in here. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in here from the get-go.
Oh, I must.
And Snowy Rains was here.
Yeah, she's still here.
I just ended a live stream too because I got double tagged.
Oh, really?
Metal detectorist. Yeah.
Oh.
A good lad from down under in New Zealand,
Mm-hmm.
Marius, and Tony from Colorado. And Marius tagged me over a month ago, and I felt so bad because I saw Tony's video tonight, and then it sent me down the Tag Your It challenge rabbit hole.
Oh boy.
And then I found Marius's, and I'm like, oh man, I feel like beep right now because I felt pretty crappy.
Oh man.
It was like February 5th.
Mm-hmm.
January, February. We're March 11th now.
Feel crappy
So
from missing it.
Well over a month, and he's probably like, man,
It happens though,
I'm really
man.
bummed he didn't see this and didn't take the challenge. So I'll have to tag him some way and let him know. I'm sure someone in the treasure hunting community and one of the fingers of the hand will let him know. But he's a great little kid, and he puts out pretty good content too, Jim.
Mm-hmm. Who is it we're talking about? I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Wasn't JT Farmer, was it? Or Farmer JT? Who are you talking about?
No, his name is Adventures, but it's ADVEN, capital NZ for New Zealand,
Oh.
and URES. And so, how would you really pronounce that?
Oh, I know.
Avengers. But NZ stands for New Zealand. He's a really cool Kiwi kid, but I always butcher the poor lad's name.
Kiwi kid.
Marius.
Uh-huh.
But he puts out some pretty good content. I almost tagged you, David Buckle. I almost tagged you.
Oh, I think David, you with us? I think maybe we've got some over the pond delays there.
Yeah, that might be so. Huh?
David, can you hear us? Oh, I don't know why you were muted. Go ahead and say something, Dave. Oh, he's frozen now. Oh, ain't technology grand?
Yeah, I love it until it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah. And that could, oh, there it is. Outdoorsy Gal says, yeah, ADVENZ for New Zealand. Yeah, Adventures, you're right. He is so cute. I'm going to have to go check it out.
Yeah, he's a really neat kid. I really like him. What are you guys smoking? Well, I could smoke my cigar that Liz gave me, or I could smoke my pipe with some good blend tobacco in it, or my cancer cigs.
Smoke them if you got them.
Or my vape pen. But I don't have my vape pen down here.
Yeah, I'm just vaping like I always do.
And my cylinder's leaking, so I need to change the coil and I need to change the O-rings.
Yeah. Hey, if you ever get a chance, man, do the top airflow. Can you see that? See that little slot there? It looks like your air hole. This whole cap. Yeah, this whole cap. Let me go full screen.
Okay.
Yeah, this whole cap comes off. Fills right up top. Never ever leaks. There you go.
And how long does your O-rings last though?
I just had to replace one underneath the air hole, and I bet I've had this 6 months. So that's not too bad. 2 a year. Oh, Outdoorsy Gal wants to know what that is. Outdoorsy Gal, let me cut back over here, Ed and David.
Sure.
I think David's still frozen, but I'm going to go into this real fast. That is a box mod, and it's made by Geek Vape. In fact, right there you go. It is the Regis model, and that is the Zeus Dual rebuildable tank up top there. It is a personal vaporizer.
It's getting your nicotine fix, Chrissy, without all the tar and other stuff they put into cigarettes.
Right, right. And all those chemicals you get from the burning of that organic substance. All you're really taking in is a little bit of propylene glycol, some vegetable glycerin, most of which is involved in just about every food we eat and drink.
Right.
Yeah, and a little bit of flavoring, and of course a bit of nicotine and water, of course. I tell you, I feel 100% better. And of course, I've been doing it for 10 years, but I haven't had that difficulty taking deep breaths in at least that long. It's really been great.
Well, a lot of times when I smoke, since your mouth has so many blood
Vessels.
vessels
Mm-hmm.
and so many ways to absorb nicotine and stuff, I usually didn't totally inhale anyway.
Mm.
And plus, being a swimmer most of my life, you know, I I had pretty good lung capacity anyway.
Yeah, that helps.
But there's times when I'm sure, like, man, I need to quit. But I enjoy a good cigar. I
Mhm.
enjoy a good pipe. And Chrissy wanted to see this pipe. It's handmade from another YouTuber, Piranha. Oh, what the heck's his channel name? Uh, Piranha Dad, something or other.
That's cool. That is a really nice
It's
pipe.
made out of elk antler and deer antler, and it has a really good draw on it.
Wow.
But it don't sit up the best. So
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing a pipe stand won't cure, right?
that's right. That's right.
I used
That's
to
right.
I used to smoke a pipe. In fact, I smoked one for the longest time when I was trying to quit one time. And then I found myself inhaling it. I thought, well, this can't be good. Zero filter. I may be doing more harm than good. It's like going back to Paul Malls with a lot more flavoring. Oh,
That's
looks
what
like
that's what I smoked in the cancer sticks.
oh, you did. Looks like Davis jumped off.
He might have froze up.
Yeah, he froze and then dove off. Bring us back to the two shot here. Yeah, man. Let's
Dave
see.
Buckle, he's a great guy.
Oh yeah,
Some good gold too, and you got your directions and everything where to meet, right?
yes,
Saturday.
I did. Yep,
Excellent.
without
Excellent.
question. I'm so looking forward to that. So looking forward to that. I
You
might.
know, that isn't the time we were talking about taking you to No Tellum Creek.
Oh, it's not. This is just a convention of sorts, right?
This is the first outdoor meeting for the Central Indiana chapter of the GPAA.
Oh, what's the GPAA stand for?
Gold Prospectors Association of America.
Oh, okay, cool.
Coast to coast, they have properties
Hmm.
all over the United States, claims out west, leases out east, and it's a great way to meet people like-minded in the same lifestyle and to glean knowledge from those with a little more experience.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Very cool. Very cool. I'm looking forward to meeting all of them. I think it's going to be a great time. Now, you bring a spouse, or people bring their spouses with them?
Yeah, you're more than welcome. Bring your other half, or not. I'm leaving mine at home.
How are you?
But,
Well, it is
mostly-
Indiana. Yeah, it is Indiana. It's not like you're heading to the Bahamas or anything.
Right. Well, and usually when I go down there, I stay at my friend Patrick's.
Oh, okay.
A regular in my community on my show, you'll see him. But he's the one that lives down off of county line.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Little miffed because he thought we'd spilled the beans on a waterway. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't that bad, but I'm like, are you kidding me? There's a lot of creeks in between those two towns.
Oh yeah. Well, I get it though. He's just being a little protective. I get it. It is his
Well,
stomping grounds after all.
um, we can be that way about where we go.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah. Too many. Too many. Oh, what is it? Cooks in the kitchen make for an awful meal, that sort of thing, and you start letting people know where the kitchen's at, and it's going to be awful.
It's like you've had friends that told a friend their favorite fishing spot, right?
Right. Right. Yep. Yep. Some things you just want to keep to yourself. Before, well, who was it? The Eagles said it best: "Call someplace paradise, kiss it goodbye."
Mm,
Oh, I can't believe I
next
pulled
thing,
that lyric out of my ass.
next thing you know, it becomes a parking lot.
Oh man, how well I know. I even state parks. We had this little place down by where we're heading this next weekend, Ed, in Yellowwood State Forest.
Oh, okay. There's gold
Mhm.
panning allowed there also.
Okay. Well, we had this one spot that was just off the beaten path. I mean, you could pull into it, but it was just like a road only to a an old grave site, a graveyard, just a tiny little graveyard. And for years, we were the only people ever there. And then suddenly somebody followed us in, and it was all over. Every time we went there, early morning hunt, there'd be like 4 or 5 trucks. It was like, damn it.
Oh man.
Yeah, it only takes one time, and then when the word gets out, and of course, after that, we never went back.
Yeah, they kind of spoiled it for you, didn't they?
Yeah, there's nothing worse in a private spot than on assholes and elbows because you're you're never gonna it's never gonna be the same again. So I get where you guys are coming from. I totally get where you're coming from.
Chrissy outdoorsy gal. Nothing a secret anymore.
Yeah, she's right. Well, it is. I mean, sure, it may be known, but it may not be known for something. See, that's where the secret lies. You know what I mean? Like
It
everybody
was
knows about the creeks in just about every state, but not everyone knows that there's good spots in those creeks for different things: fishing, gold panning.
true,
Yep.
very true.
Metal
And like,
detecting.
right,
Yep.
like Chrissy was saying, outdoorsy girl.
Hmm.
Yeah, it gets tricky filming fishing spots, and now that uh,
Navionics.
Navionics are available on cell phones, it really is scary. I've actually filmed places and I didn't have camera angles tight enough,
Hmm. Hmm.
and people would know where I'm at. It was a club lease property,
Yeah.
but they would know exactly where I'm at on that lease. And next time I went back, it was like bam, 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 bam.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Isn't that funny how they can figure that out just by the surroundings and even the most generic surroundings? It's like, bam! I know that tree.
Yeah, I know that spot. Exactly, Jim, exactly. But this is my first time. I've had a panning permit
Uh-huh.
for Morgan Monroe
Hmm.
State Park for 2 years now.
Hmm.
This is going on my third year. It's really easy to get a panning permit. You do not need one for this weekend.
Oh, okay, good. So we will be panning.
Yeah, it's pans only at this place.
Oh, okay, okay.
Where we want to take you, we'll have some dredges, my dredge and Patrick dredge, and a couple of high bankers. So we can move a little more material and stuff, but it'd be a good basic, back to basics. It all begins with the gold pan and
Hmm.
ends with the gold pan.
Hmm.
So it'd be a really good starting point for you. Don't worry about a gold pan. I'll bring one for you to use.
Cool, cool. I was gonna ask.
I'll bring a snuffer bottle for you to use,
Okay.
and
Like I know what that is.
It's a little device. I don't have it here. Oh yeah, I do. Oh,
Yeah, that's the Gary Foster brand aerials. Yes, we did see each other on Canadian Drone Hub. How are you, my friend? And GPTA, that's so true. That like hunters that move in on your spot. It seems like they never take anything either. But I think there's a reason for that. They end up pushing out, or they don't know what they're doing. So they end up in the hunting instance, they push out the animals because they're just morons, basically. I imagine in the gold prospecting world, it's because they don't know how to pan. So they're trying to find good places to pan. So they look to, the people who know what they're doing, and then they go and ruin it. And they can't do it because they're not very good at panning in the first place. But what do I know? Oh, okay. Yeah, kind of like a
snuffer bottle.
Yeah, kind of like a squonk bottle. Mm-hmm.
It has a longer straw in it, and you squeeze it and you sniff the gold out of your gold pan with it.
Oh, no kidding. Like after you've washed all the sediment away?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I'll probably end up hooking you up with a little panning kit. So
well, you bring it and you let me know what I owe you for it, Ed, and I'll buy it from you. Make it just a nice little kit that I could, I don't need a giant sluice box or anything. I'm not going to start blasting water into the rocks, but a small kit that I can just have fun with. Price it out. Let me know, man. I'll buy it from you. I'm not gonna ask you
to snuffer. I guess it all depends on what you want to call it, David. Potato.
What is it?
I call it a snuffer bottle.
Well, what do they call it in your nape of the nape there, GPTA? Is it sniffer or snuffer? That'll be interesting to know. I can see it working both ways, but that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this should be a lot of fun, man. This should be a lot of fun. I can't.
He says I do too, Ed. So I think he calls it a snuffer bottle.
Oh, okay. Maybe others are referring to it as a sniffer. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've been down in Morgan Monroe State Park when I didn't have private land to hunt on.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it quite well. It's been several years though. In fact, we had this one area way down beneath the scout camp, which is about 3 miles in from Meridian, or not Meridian, from 37. And God, we loved it down there. It was this old farmhouse that probably hadn't been inhabited for 50 years at the time, and that was 30 years ago. So you can imagine.
Wow.
You love it down there. Just love it down there.
I've never been there yet. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll be bringing some stickers for you also.
Cool, very cool. Maybe I can get the wife to.
If I bring you a cup, will you use it on air?
I will use it on air. I will use it on air. In fact, I've already said that when people start sending me these, I'm going to use them on air. Absolutely. And I'll use your cup, Ed. And in fact, I'll try to get the wife to make another one of mine. And we'll just trade cups.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Sounds good.
Well, I've got a new feature, Ed. And I don't know. No one has said I'm ready to come on, which is what I've asked them to do. It's like if you guys are wanting to come on when I'm with a guest, just let me know and I'll bring you on.
Yeah, you can say, Ed, time for you to go, because a lot of you out there already know me. Chrissy, Matt, David.
Yep. Crap, my dad makes me watch. How you doing? That's Dad, I assume. Thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate that. Have you seen their stuff, Ed?
Crap my dad makes me watch.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
It's pretty
Oh,
cool. He actually shows films to his kids, and then his kids critique them on camera, and they do a really good job. The one I watched, because I didn't have enough time to watch any other ones, was really cool. I mean, he was talking about one of the Thor movies, one of the, you know, and kids are sleeping, but yeah, they did a fantastic job. Kids are honest to a fault, I'd say, which is great.
their avatar's cute. The little poo
A
pile.
little poop. How can you? How,
I have their channel up right now. I'll definitely watch it later. And if it's something I'm subscribed to thousands of people,
yeah,
so channels, so it gets kind of crazy.
it
Uh,
does. It does. But I,
so if I like it, Dad, I'll definitely subscribe and do my best to be somewhat part of your community, between my community and Jim's community and the Niminati community and Professor Nez community
Booster
and so many
Studios and
other communities.
Green Bay Wacky and oh, there's so many of them.
It's tremendously difficult. Uh, but, I think that's awesome how you bring your family into your content. I
It
think
really is. Yeah, I mean that's gold too. Whenever you can, whenever you come up with a concept like that, that can just be gold, man. No pun intended.
gold.
Don't. Oh man.
What can I say? I like gold.
I know, and it just came naturally for me for some reason. I don't know what that was all about.
Well, I think it's because you're an outdoors orientated person. You you like fishing and hunting. A good part of metal detecting, treasure hunting, gold prospecting is the thrill of the hunt.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The research you do as part of the hunt, and then the satisfaction you get when you get your target or the flash in your pan.
Right.
And I are did you like collecting rocks or arrowhead hunting or
You know, I
anything like
no,
that?
not really. No, I'm well. Rocks. You can always say that. In fact, I did have a rock tumbler when I was younger, and that was big for a short time. I know I wanted to be an archaeologist at one point, so I was always
Oh,
looking
okay.
for fossils.
Right. Now that there you go.
Yeah,
That there's your in, and that's probably why it kind of set a little flame
yeah,
under you, so to speak.
yep, yep. It's why I think I'm attracted to metal detecting. Number one, I never even thought about gold panning until you know met you because yeah, like I said before, and it just seems to me. Well, I think the perception for many people is that most gold prospecting is going to be in the mountains. I would have never guessed that people would have been doing it in the flatlands or even the hills of like Indiana. That
Oh yeah.
yeah, that blows me away. So
Actually, our gold comes from outdoorsy gals neck of the woods.
oh really?
Yeah, she's from Ontario.
Oh
And
yeah,
that's where all our gold comes from, and our diamonds. But
from
I always tell those friends to the north, and we're not giving it back. It
finders keepers.
migrated, it migrated here a long time ago.
Probably during the ice age, right? When the glaciers rolled
Yes,
over us.
sir.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Very cool.
it's been here about 10,000 years now.
Sorry, it's ours.
It moved down twice, so it's all ours.
Like I said, finders keepers. Sorry.
That's right, buddy. That's right.
Oh, Ed.
Ontario, Canada, David.
Ontario.
But there is an Ontario, the city of Ontario in California.
Hmm.
And I'm sure there's an Ontario in a few other states.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt there's an Ontario, Indiana.
Probably is.
I'm constantly amazed at some of the very common names you find when you get into the small town areas.
Well, I know there's a Toledo, Washington.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And there's a Russia, Ohio, a Florida.
There's a Russia, Indiana, too. Mm-hmm. And a Florida, Indiana. Paris, Indiana. Brazil, Indiana. There's all kinds of weird, very common, what you wouldn't consider city names.
Yeah. So.
Well, listen. Are you ready to be a guinea pig?
Sure.
I'm trying to introduce and I can't actually think of a better person for this because you'll forgive me if it screws up.
You betcha, buddy. You betcha.
It's a new segment I'm toying with.
Okay.
Yeah. And what it is it's the ability to get to know you better than you possibly know yourself. And I call it the deep dive.
I don't know. I have a lot of skeletons and shit in my closet. Sure, you want to know me that way.
Well, I think I do. I really do.
Honestly, I'm a fairly open book about my past and where I tend to go in the future because I am not the man I was many decades ago.
Tell me about it.
God.
Yeah. Tell me about it. All right, well, let's give this a try. It's what I call the deep dive.
The deep dive.
Yep.
Okay.
Deep dive.
All right, good. How this works is I'm going to ask you 5 questions. And they're all designed specifically for you. In fact, I've got them all written down right here. All right? Are you ready? Let's go on to the first question.
Question 1.
All right, Ed, what's your favorite color?
Blue.
Very good. You got that one right. See, I told you, this is not hard, but how would we have known that? How would we have known that unless I'm asking these tough questions?
True.
And okay.
I'm an open book. Go ahead.
Question 2.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you at keeping secrets?
I'm 1 to 10. I would say a 9.5, 9.9, 10.
Oh, I'm sorry. We were looking for 11. 11 was the correct answer. That 1 through 10. Yeah.
Well, there you go. I'm very good at keeping secrets.
We're talking about
Unless it's a secret, I don't really need to keep a secret.
We're talking about the creek set. You got to be an 11.
Oh, yeah. No telling freak. That there's like a 12.
Yeah. All right. Question 3.
Question 3.
Your first celebrity crush.
First celebrity crush. Oh, my goodness.
Tough one.
This is going to show my age.
That's okay. At
least it wasn't my first crush. That would have been my 3rd grade teacher. I
yeah.
Gave her my mom's engagement ring.
No, we're talking about celebrities.
I would say probably Farrah Fawcett Major.
Oh, excellent choice. I almost would have said that one. Yes, I had a poster of her.
What guy our age did it?
I know, right? All right, next one.
Question 4.
Oh, what's your favorite junk food? Could be anything. Could be Twinkies. Could be oatmeal. Reese's Cups. Very good, Ed. See, you know a lot more about yourself than you thought you did. Oh, and last but not least,
Final question.
the age-old, infamous question: Ginger or Marianne?
Marianne.
Oh no, I'm sorry. We're looking for the skipper.
Sorry, I don't swim that way.
I'm sorry. It had to be done. It had to be done.
No, I like Ginger, but where I grew up, I had a lot of city girls. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
You know, Southern California.
Oh,
raised
yeah.
in the concrete jungle.
Absolutely.
Grew up 10 miles from Newport Beach and a mile from Disneyland. Yeah, you know, Hollywood, plastic made up, you know. I much prefer a more wholesome country type gal.
Hence the Marianne. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There was a time, though, in my younger days, I would have said, oh, yeah, Ginger all the way. Those days are long gone.
Well, you're under no obligation to change your answer here. I mean, the deep dive, yeah, the deep dive is set in stone. Now we know.
I'll stick with Marianne.
Well, that's an excellent choice. Excellent choice. And by the way, I didn't tell you, but my grandmother and my cousins grew up in Newport Beach.
Oh.
Yeah, I was out there when I was 7 years old, and it's the only time I've been out to Southern California. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Still have a pine cone about yay big from that adventure.
California, from border to border, from ocean to border, it's a beautiful state. You know, growing up, you know, I lived in an area where I could tell friends visiting or family will say, they're like, what are we gonna do today? Well, we're gonna start off by having a day in the mountains or a morning to mid-afternoon in the mountains.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna come down and have a little drive through the desert. And we're going to end up with s'mores and a fire on the beach.
Mm.
And tomorrow, we're going to Disneyland.
Oh, man, that is the perfect trip right there.
Yeah.
Well, when was the last time you went to Disneyland? That's
oh my
interesting.
Goodness. Decades ago.
But it wasn't like 1970, was it?
No,
okay.
No.
Much later than that.
Well, probably the last time I went to Disneyland, the last time I went to Disneyland Park was probably in the mid 80s.
Oh yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I've been to California Adventures, which is now part of the park, but it's like took up some of the parking lot. It's right next to downtown Disney. So the last time I went there, they've already built California Adventures.
Okay.
I actually took a friend who was visiting from Australia. Now, when did my parents move to Washington from Anaheim? Shortly before my parents moved out of California to Washington State, Judy and I went to downtown Disney and listened to the musicians on the boardwalk and stuff like that. But inside the actual park, I would have to say mid to late 80s.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like 89, I moved to Washington, and I went down there a few times, and after my parents moved from there, I really haven't been back.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's funny too, because when you when you moved to Washington, no, I left Washington State in '87. So I was thinking we were two ships of passing the night on that one, but no.
And you were stationed on Whidbey Island, right?
No, Fort Lewis, Washington.
Oh, Fort Lewis. So
Hmm.
you're
That was
down
Army.
where my daughter lives
Yep.
now.
Yep. Good old Tacoma. And we lived in Spanaway.
Yeah. I think she lives just south of Fort Lewis area.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
My son's in the Scott Lake Olympia area,
Oh, okay.
and my daughter, I believe, she lives in Lacey.
Oh, okay. I don't remember where Lacey is, but
I believe it's down south on I-5 of Fort
oh,
Lewis.
okay. Okay. Yeah.
In between like Fort Lewis and Olympia.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I miss it, man. I really do miss it. That's beautiful country up there.
Okay, for some reason I thought maybe you were Navy and you were over on Whidbey Island or Bremerton or something. But
Nope.
so you were Army, so you were stationed at Fort Lewis.
Yep. 9 Sigma Battalion. Mm-hmm. Multi-channel communications. I think I might have told you this before. Our unit lasted 45 seconds in Nam.
45 seconds.
Yeah, of course we don't find that out until we go to permanent party, right? So it's like, well, so yeah, they always knock out communications first, right? And we're up on a hill with all kinds of antennas, sitting ducks, man. Fortunately for me, I gave them 6 perfectly good years to start a war, and they didn't do it.
That's the good thing about being our age,
Yeah.
It was in between any conflict times. We had the Cold War.
Right.
And tell Reagan's like, Gorbachev, tear down that wall. But I think I should have served. I was kind of rebellious. I told the recruiter, "Are you kidding me? You think I want to throw away my freedom to serve you guys?"
And you do throw away your freedom, that's for
And
sure.
he's like, "We fight for your freedom," and I got in a little debate on him about that. I pretty much told him, we haven't fought for our personal freedoms since World War II.
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to get into anything like that.
Oh,
I
no.
love my country. I respect those who serve to the highest. I welcome back to this day all Vietnam vets. Welcome home.
Yep.
They got a crappy deal when they came home. They thought they were doing the right thing. They fought hard. It wasn't their fault. Their hands were tied behind their back, and they couldn't do what they had to do.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than a political war. Nothing worse.
No.
Because the politicians don't know what they're doing, much less, when they have the ability to command troops. I mean, it's just awful.
It's sad, and a lot of good men died in that conflict.
Yes, they did.
And my Toledo Jess, you'll meet him this weekend. He's a Vietnam vet, and we started a little project. We have Take of That Prospecting Project. So there you are. You can be part of Take of That Prospecting Project right there. Bam.
Sweet. Snowy asks, she says she's never understood why they were hated when they came back. Well, I'll tell you why they were hated when they came back. It was because the media portrayed them as animals.
Baby killers.
Yep. Now, I'm not saying, I'm not saying that all my brothers were doing the right thing. War will make you do some crazy ass shit. But the
War is hell.
but the media, yeah, the media wanted to portray them that way, so that all the sheep back home, that's all they were fed, and that's how they were perceived. That's why they were not received well when they came home. Guaranteed.
We have Chrissy in the room singing some war.
Good God, Lord.
What is good for
Absolutely nothing. Uh-oh.
Say it again.
Copyright strike.
We can't do covers.
I don't know, man. I don't know what the new rules are.
Rules.
I think-
Where's Matt?
I think,
Matt
yeah.
says rules are made to be broken.
Rules are made to be broken until they take your cat, they take your fun away.
Yeah. Take your channel away. Kiss it goodbye.
Yeah, and they'll do it. They'll do it. They write the rules open enough to where they can do anything they want to. Hey, Champworks Garage, coming in at the end of the show.
Anyone else want in? Come join us.
Yeah, if you guys want in, you too can be
See,
subjected to the
I'm not-
deep dive.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to pull the trigger and get in front of the camera.
Yeah, I know. That's great. That is fantastic.
Well, you're a call-in show, Jim.
I know. What better than to have people call in, especially Ed. Yeah, now I think you are my by far most frequent guest.
Probably I've been on.
I think 4 times now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think so. Come on, people. Get up to the plate. Pull the trigger.
That's okay. They can come on tomorrow night. There were a lot of live streams on tonight. I'll this way I can close it down in an hour, be fresh for tomorrow night. Everybody have fun. They'll get on. Still waiting for Mittens Dad, and who else? Dole Whip Dad wants to come on as well. I watched his live stream. I think just last night. He is on every Sunday night. Dole Whip Dad is not here right now. Yeah, he was over at Pusa Studios a little bit ago. So we'll get him on. We'll get him on soon. He had a pretty good live stream. He's a big Disney guy. You want to talk about Disneyland, Disney World? They dig Disney movies and all that sort of stuff, man. Everything connected to Disney. In fact, his guest was a huge Disney fan as well.
And
Yeah.
what channel's that again?
Dole Whip Dad. Dole like the pineapple. Whip
Or banana.
or banana. Yeah. Dole Whip Dad.
Dole Whip Dad.
Yeah,
Oh,
good guy.
that's-
He's a really good guy, man. I enjoyed the show. I subbed and belled him because I'd like to see that Sunday nights.
Whip.
Mhm. Yep. Yep.
Dad. Dole Whip Dad.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll check them out, and I'm gonna check out that other crap my dad makes me watch. That sounds fun.
I love the
That
name.
sounds fun.
I just love the
Oh,
name.
'Cause you wouldn't believe the crap my dad made.
Well, can you imagine? Can you imagine being dad and just picking movies? It's like, all right, now you're gonna watch The Room. Oh, that's what you should do. That crap my dad makes me watch. Have him watch movies. Well, The Room might be a little racy, but Troll 2 and Birdemic. Have him watch those old classic, horrible, so bad they're good movies. That would be cool to see the reaction on those.
And I'm thinking of stuff like Endless Summer and Point Break and stuff like that.
Yeah, we got to remember that they're kind of young. What do you say? 12? Is that? I don't remember how old his brother was. I thought his brother was his friend, but the one who was doing most of the talking, I think, was 12. Is what Crap Your Dad's What Makes Me Watch said. But yeah, so I, we're not gonna make them watch the the Sharon Stone flick that everybody pauses. We're not gonna make them watch those movies. What is that movie? Basic Instinct, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably not good for
Where
12-year-olds.
she's being interrogated
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the most paused portions of a movie ever.
Yeah, there's a lot of crud out there for movies, but there's some good stuff.
Oh yeah, but I'd be making them watch all those weird, way off the path movies just to get the kids' reactions. I think that would be funnier than hell.
I want to comment to Chrissy Outdoorsy.
Sure, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
She's making me blush. She's like, I love watching Ed. You're such a sweetheart, Chris.
You see what
Boy,
she's doing though? She's changed it to U-boat. I love that. Yeah, I had to add that outdoorsy gal. What was her name? Chrissy?
yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Chrissy, I had to add that because some of the other channels who would know more than I do are saying that if people are using, sub to me or I subbed you or I got you, that sort of thing, then you may very well feel the heat on your channel for that. So I just told Nightbot, I said, if anybody types those in, don't show it in the chat, just to be better safe than sorry. You guys know the deal. If you're talking to somebody in the chat and you go look at their channel and it's something you really want to subscribe to, then by all means subscribe. You can tell them you subscribed in so many words, just show them a heart or something. But I, me personally, I try not to subscribe to those channels that don't appeal to me. I watch the videos. I actually comment on the video. I don't talk about where I found them. It's just like I just talk about the video in particular. And if they decide to subscribe to me, they decide to subscribe to me. Is that wrong?
No.
That was the scenic route, Ed. Sorry. I had to pull out the soapbox there for a minute.
Well, in my blocked words, I have now support for support.
Yeah. Yep.
Sub for sub gets blocked out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anything that refers to, because that's a huge no-no in the terms and conditions, and they're really starting to
Crack down.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. They are. And I actually try to be kind to those people, whose live streams I'm on. And I think you do too. It's like, well, I'm not going to throw out all these words because I know it may affect them directly. So, and I just tell people.
And now that they're making creators more responsible for what's in their comments,
mm-hmm.
It's another thing.
Yeah. Yep. It is.
There you go, Snowy Rains. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Now,
I think even they will get wise to things like that.
Yeah, they will. That's why I don't even say, won't even come close to I got you, that sort of thing. Let me ask you a question, Ed. You've been in this on this side of the camera for a while. Do you oh shit, what was my question? It just left me. Maybe if I read the I don't remember. If it comes to me, I'll ask it again. It was pretty poignant, but such as age, man. You start losing your train of thought.
Yeah. Oh, look, squirrel. Oh.
Exactly. Gosh dang it, that was profound. I really wanted to know too.
Well, here we're over an hour, and I know you like keeping your shows on the hour mark. You're far from what we do, because if we're still rolling and having good conversation flow, and questions are still flying in the chat, and we have more than a handful of people on,
mm-hmm.
We'll keep going.
Oh yeah. And that's good.
Hey, Scully House of Thrillers, how are you?
Hey, Scully's House of Thrillers. I was just talking on his channel. Guy, he writes books and he has tips for budding authors, new authors, and I thought it was fascinating because, in fact, you'll get a kick out of this, Scully. I was going to, when I had to cut my show off early, I think it was Thursday. I had to cancel it. The subject of my video is going to be, do you write better than you speak? Because I always have thought, I write so much better than I speak. I know so many more words when I'm putting them down on or typing them than I do when I'm actually opening my face.
See how I write? I won't agree with you there.
I know it doesn't affect everybody that way, but you know, I do.
I even had a creative writing class in school.
Oh, you did? So did I. I don't remember going to it that often. Oh, wait a minute. My son can't be hearing that stuff yet. If he's watching this show, he cannot hear those things just yet.
We're an empty nest, so it don't matter here. My baby's 28 years old, but he's learning from his own mistakes now. I told him it's better to learn from your mom and dad's mistakes, boy, instead of your own. Believe me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Some he listened to, some he didn't. He's a good boy. He works hard now.
That's cool.
Because we were poor, and I would say, if you want it, buddy, you better earn it. Because
that's the only way you're going to get it. Yep. Look at Chrissy trying to egg on the conversation here. I'm game. She wants to know first concert. Ed, what was your first concert ever?
Big concert or small gig?
I'm going to say she's thinking big concert because she said John Denver, and then Champworks followed it up with Leonard Skinner. So I'm going to go big concert, like stadium concert. You remember yours? I remember mine vividly.
I've abused my body and mind a lot in the last few decades. For some reason, I'm thinking Boston.
Oh.
LA Coliseum, Boston.
Oh, I bet that was a hell of a good show.
In the mid 70s.
Yep.
I was hockey skating a lot then, and I went with the figure skater.
What'd you say? You were hockey skating a lot back then?
Yeah.
Crusty Demons. What?
Yeah, big Coliseum gig.
Oh, LA, yeah.
It was the LA Coliseum, the home of the Lakers. I believe it was Boston. Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Then I've been to many other.
Oh yeah. Hundreds. My motocross stunts. Snowy, that's not a concert. Well, they may call it a concert down under there, but that's not a concert. Crusty Demons, though, I'm interested to hear more about that. My first concert.
Sounds like a garage band.
It really does. My first concert was awesome, actually. It was in 1974, and it was the 1974 Christmas concert in Market Square Arena when it still existed, downtown Indianapolis. The show opened up with Roadmaster, which was a local indie band headed by one of the local DJs, Adam Smasher. I know way too much about this. I was only 10 years old. And let me say this. I know my son's watching, but it wasn't the first place I got high. So even though fun happened at the concert, it was not my first rodeo. The concert was my first rodeo. So Roadmaster opens up. And then after that was Bob Seger.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Seger,
yep,
Silver Bullet Band.
Silver Bullet Band. That was the first year that he had his saxophone player fly out over the audience on the trapeze tether and spin around as he's playing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then the headliner was Rush.
Ooh.
Yeah.
One of the best three-piece bands around.
Ever, in my opinion. I'm giving away too much because one of my shows is going to be like my top 5 bands and then ask everybody else what their top 5 bands are. We're not going to do that tonight because I want to save it. But yeah, 1974. And I'll never forget the best part about that show, outside the music, which was awesome, was being in that stadium for the first time. Ed, you can probably relate to this. All the lights go down and all the lighters go up. And it's just a sea. Just a sea of yeah, exactly. That at 10, 11 years old, that blew me away.
What? Oh yeah.
So there you have it, Chrissy.
Many times I've seen that go on.
Yeah, yeah. Nowadays it's all phone. People hold up their phones.
I've seen that at Metallica concerts to Yes concerts and
Yep.
yeah, those lights, the lighters light up.
Yeah.
I've been one of those too.
Yeah.
Big's getting nice.
And those were the days, man. Festival seating. Sit anywhere you wanted to sit.
Oh, I know what's stupid during the Monsters of Rock concert. It was the year I moved up to the year before I moved up to Washington, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the Monsters of Rock at it might have been the LA Coliseum, the outdoor field,
Mm-hmm.
instead of where the Lakers play, because that's where I saw Boston, but I think I called that LA Coliseum.
Oh, okay.
But you know where the Olympic field was.
Mm-hmm.
I went and saw Monsters of Rock there.
Mm.
Metallica was there. If I could find my shirt, I'd remember all the bands, Dokken and all kinds, Van Halen. But Metallica came on, and they had assigned seating even down on the football field.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How long did that last? The whole show, or?
Once Metallica came on, and they lost power once.
Oh.
They had a 10-foot wall around the track too.
Oh, wow.
Up against the bleachers.
Yeah.
That came down. All the chairs no longer really existed, and it became festival seating.
Yeah. Wow. Memories.
Yeah, I also saw. We'll wait for your other show.
Yeah. Let's talk music.
I went to a couple of good concerts there when I was younger.
Oh man, Rocky Horror Show.
George Thorogood there.
Mm-hmm.
Nazareth.
Yep. I've seen Nazareth. I've not seen George Thorogood. Oh, yeah, yep. Stop. So, about this weekend.
Yeah, and I hear there's a lot of good exposed bedrock there in the creeks and stuff at Morgan Monroe.
There really is. So I'm
going to be bringing some crevicing tools.
Okay.
Because cracks are traps, and traps trap gold.
Yep.
And we're going to find some gold.
Cool. I'm looking forward to it, man. This is going to be a lot of fun. And then of course, we can do that other trip later, more of a private thing with you, me, and the guy down here on the south side.
Yeah, Patrick. You'll really like him. He's a good guy, a really good soul.
But
yeah, we'll take you to No Tell 'em Creek. It's already a yes with Patrick and the crew.
Cool.
And that'd be kind of more private. It's a lot more private. It will be just us. Jesse, Dano, Patrick, myself, and you. And we could set you up with a nice piece of equipment and say, here, and whatever you find in it is all yours, buddy.
Cool. The nice part about having this little thing this Saturday is that I'll kind of be able to observe as well. So I'll be even better by the next time we go.
That's right. And I'm gonna bring this for you.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's awesome.
Since you are a vet and you're gonna be part of the Take a Vet prospecting project. Now I do have different colors. I have black, I have green, I believe might just be green and black.
Well, I'm partial to
blue too.
Yeah, I'm partial to black if that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this Jim, on behalf of Flash in Your Pan and Take a Vet Prospecting Project, this will be a panning kit for you.
Awesome.
It comes with 2 pans. And in this goodie bag here, I'll get you a better snuffer bottle though, because this snuffer bottle's not the greatest. But it comes with a snuffer bottle.
Uh-huh.
And all of this is compliments of prospectinggear.com,
Oh.
one of our sponsors.
Oh, awesome.
And you'll be meeting him Saturday.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
And
Wonderful.
comes with tweezers.
Cool. Very cool.
And comes with some snuffer tweezers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, what do they call those?
Snuffer tweezers.
We use them in the vape world too to mix juices.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then these are really cool. This is a vial bolt.
Uh-huh.
And you put your gold in these vials.
Oh, sure. Uh-huh.
And you put them in here. And you drop it and protect it.
Sweet.
So even if the glass vials break, you don't lose your gold because they're
Yep.
in your vial bowl.
That's awesome. That is
So
awesome.
this has your name on it, my friend.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. I can hardly wait, dude. You're gonna kill me. Oh.
No. I want gold. I'm not that greedy to get all Sierra Madre on you.
Well, you're gonna get me into a hobby that
Your wife might want to kill me.
well, yeah. She's used to it, believe me. Awesome. This is gonna be a fun day, yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, boots?
Tell her I'm sorry already.
Yeah.
Do you have hip waders?
You wearing hip waders or yeah, not chest, just hips?
No, from what I understand there's no creeks that are really deep.
There really aren't. Yeah. I mean, there are, but where you're going to be, we're probably not going to be deep. Yeah.
I'll probably just be wearing my hip waders instead of like my chest waders.
Sure. Okay, cool.
It should be in the upper 50s, I hear.
Yeah.
50s, 60s. So,
Yep.
A couple base layers and a good pair of pants and my hip waders, I'll be good.
Yep.
Good warm pair of wool socks.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm a hunter. I got all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Dress comfortable, and you're an outdoors person, so you dress in layers.
Yep.
Because you never, ever, ever want to sweat.
Nope. Not ever. It's deadly in the wintertime, and it's uncomfortable when it's warmer.
In the summertime.
Yep.
That's right. So you want to be able to take on and put on layers.
Oh yeah.
That's right. It is deadly.
Mm-hmm.
Deadly in the wintertime.
Absolutely.
It's a good way to get frostbite, hypothermia, and end up dead.
Oh yeah. And ain't nobody got time for that.
No, I know I don't.
All right, Ed, we're on, man. We are absolutely on. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've already cleared the calendar. Wife hadn't decided if she's going to come yet, but I'll definitely be there.
Okay, excellent. If she comes, awesome. If not, maybe next time. But I doubt if it will be to No Tell'em Creek. That might be just a boys' night.
No problem.
A boys' day out on the
boys'
creek.
day. Oh, and Chrissy wanted to know if we were going to film it. I'm going to film some of it. Absolutely.
Yes.
You probably will too.
I'll be filming.
Yep. So
probably Dana will be filming also. And
yeah. So look for some collaborations on this one. It should be just fun. It's not going to be a video call-in sort of thing, but I'll add it to the channel just for fun. All right, Ed. We're gonna call it.
Cold up there. Chrissy. So
What'd she say?
wish I could do that with you guys one day. Oh well, hey,
Okay.
you're only a border away, girl.
That's right. That's right.
Ontario's right north of both of us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Make it so, Chrissy. Make it so.
Make it happen. Do it.
Do it. All right, Ed. Thanks for everything, man. And we will definitely see you this weekend. Looking forward to it.
And that guinea pig game, that was fun. I think that'd be
the deep dive? Or what guinea pig game?
Deep dive when you ask.
Oh, yeah. Did you like that?
Yeah, the crowd seemed to like it too.
The crowd goes wild. I thought it had some fun, and if nothing else, help people stay with the program, just looking for that, if nothing else, right?
I think it's a nice touch, Jim.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, man.
And I have no problem being a guinea pig. I am old.
Well, thanks for being the guinea pig, man. I needed that. I would have hated to have gotten, like let's say, I don't know, let's say Farrah Fawcett was still alive and she came on. I would hate to have done that and had it fall flat on its face. How would I have felt? So thank you for that, man. Farrah Fawcett, like that's a thing. All right, dude. I had fun, but I'm going to wrap her up and do this again tomorrow night.
All right. Well, let me get out of here so you could do your closing and I could listen.
Cool.
So, until then, Jim, may you always have a flash in your pan.
Bingo.
And Saturday, I'll see you on the river.
Oh, yeah. Done like a pro. Thanks, Ed. We'll see you, man.
See you, buddy.
Always a pleasure to have Ed on. And God, he handled the deep dive quite well. I think that was a pretty decent debut of that little thing. I thought it'd be fun to thanks, Snowy. Snowy liked it. Yeah, but man, I mean, it's one of those things where we just want to know more. We just want to know more about those people that come on the show. And I thought, what better way than to throw them some questions? So, all right, folks. Thanks to everyone in the chat. You guys are fantastic. You had great questions and great comments. Always appreciated. Always appreciated. Thanks to Ed for coming on. Like we said, we're definitely going to film a lot of that outing come next weekend. It's this Saturday, and you guys don't have to show up, of course, but we'll film whatever we can of it. Going to be a good time. Who knows? I'll probably fall in the creek and get a little more wet than I planned. There's nothing like having hip waders full of water in 50-degree weather. I'm just going to say that and just expect it. I might even bring my son if he's not doing anything over the weekend. I might bring him and see if he wants to go. I think he'd have a good time. If nothing else, just hanging out in the woods. He and I have hunted numerous times together, and it's one thing. It's one thing that everyone should do with their kids is to make sure you get out, do things with them, have fun. I know, I'm sorry, and I'm going to look back through this Champ Works and find out where it's killing people because it really is, isn't it? But I really shouldn't even have it on with you guys on here. You guys are good mods. Maybe I'll shut it off next time. But then maybe I'll just shut off the spam filter and let you guys handle it. and then just let it run the timers, the normal rolls there. So, well, that's going to do it for me tonight. I will be back again tomorrow night, and hopefully with a new and interesting subject. I don't know if it's going to be band things. You'll just have to tune in and find out. For now, it's going to do it for me. I want to leave you with this, as I always do. I want you guys to make sure that you treat others the way you want to be treated. If we all did that, the world would be a better place. And with that, I bid you farewell, and we will see you live.